Okay, so I finished gluing these, or they've dried, I guess, and they dried quite nicely. And I finished drilling the rest of the other ones. Here's the terrestrial ones. I got 2 of these. Okay, so last step is to drill the hole for the pin, which keeps the door latch in. Like that. Alright. I don't like putting hinges on my smaller enclosures because I feel very limited on getting in and out of there. When you have a hinge like this, or whatever you want to call it, not a hinge, but I can pull this up and I can access the bottom very easily without letting the T out at the same time. When you have a hinge, you have to do this every time, and sometimes you don't want to do that. You've got a fast little T that likes to make a bolt for it, especially in this enclosure. It's kind of shallow from the back to the front, so when they make a run for it or do anything fast, it's very quick for them to come out the front there like this. So I prefer this with the littler ones. On my 10 gallon and my 15-inch tall ones, I'm doing the hinges. Okay, so now what we need to do is drill the hole here, and we're going to get our Dremel tool, and we're going to drill this until we go through the first one and we just make a mark on the lid, on the door here. If you try to drill all the way through, these 2 pieces will be basically melted together, and you can very easily crack them or break these off trying to pull this out. It's pretty, they're melted, so here you go. So I wasn't going fast enough there. Okay. So we have gone through that one, and now we have a mark on the lid here. And so now we're going to go all the way through the enclosure here. Alright, and now we're going to do the door separately. Let's show that better. There we go. Should be good. Clean that up a little bit. Okay, so now we need a pin to keep this latch so it doesn't fall forward. So what I do is I use this wire here. I'm not sure of the diameter. It's fairly small, but it holds its shape. And so what I'm going to do is take a little piece of pliers, and you shape it any way you like, but I've been doing this, I call it a little wizard staff, and it looks pretty cool. I got all my enclosures, got the same thing going on it. So here we go. So I'm just going to make a couple twists in the wire here with some pliers. These aren't the right pliers for this. There's actually a wire. Pliers designed for forming wire. Alright. So there we go. And so now I'm going to start curling it around itself like a snail. And you can make any shape you want, but this is what I'm doing. You don't have to make any shape at all. You can just glue a marble on the end of it. That's actually a pretty good idea. I just thought of it right now. So on my larger enclosures, I kind of have a larger wire and a larger little spiral here. But for these ones, I do about like something like that. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm going to bend it so it sits properly. Let's see, I don't quite like that. There we go. Now I only want it to be about like that. Doesn't need to be too long. And now we got our little piece here. And that's going to slide right in the top here for the pin. Like that. And that will keep the door nice and shut. And we got our other one already done here. Ready to go. Alright, so now let's rehouse these critters. Alright, so I got these all done up, ready to be housed. So this one's from a Gramastola Polker Piece, number 3. It's going to be put into here, and it's going to have a nice entrance right there to a nice deep cavern in here. And that's that. And then also here's my Carabiner Versacolors enclosure. I'm pretty happy with the way this one turned out. It's I don't know if this is going to give it any justice on film here. There we go. That's a good angle. So I have this cocoa fiber mat, and I've been doing lots of fun things with it, making lots of enclosures and little hides and things like that. So what I have one glued on the back here, and then I have just a piece, like a little hide there on the side. It probably won't use it. But and then I made like a vine with it, and I glued it to the back wall, and it kind of ventures through here. Should be pretty cool. Hopefully I'll get some better footage of it. Alright, so that's that one. And then this one is for our Poecilotheria subfusca Highland, number 2. And this one's going to get or number 3. I apologize, number 3. So, yeah, it's going to get a nice big cork bark, and real simple. Should be good. Alright, so let's do the terrestrial first. Let's do the Gramastola Polker Piece. Hopefully this goes pretty easy. Pretty good. Oh, wait a minute, we need water dishes. So, let's break out our water dish selection here. And so what I do is I have all these different sized water dishes I've collected over time. So I got these little guys here for the slings. These are test tube lids. These are great for slings, but this is too small for these guys. So we're gonna get some of these. I think they're 2-inch or 2.5-inch petri dishes. There we go, there's one that's open. Let's use these. For the 2 arboreal ones, I will make water dishes that are suspended, but not at the moment. But we'll use the same cup that will go into the suspended part for later. So let's get 3 of these out. So we got these guys. They're little petri dishes, little plastic petri dishes that work perfect. Very inexpensive as well. And also, if you like, these are for my juveniles. So for my adults, I'm using these larger 3.5-inch petri dishes, and they work great. So I like to get them housed and then add the water dish afterwards. It just gives less things to worry about during the whole process. Let's get us a set of tweezers. This is our Gramastola Polka Peas number, actually it's number 1. It's our largest one. I was mistaken earlier calling it number 3. There we go. I'm assuming this will go pretty easy. This has been such a good tea for me. It's been very calm and chill. There we are. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. It found its hide already. That was quick. And there it goes. Alright. So let's get a water dish in here. And I will fill it up when I'm done with all the filming. And that is the wonderful disposition of a Gramastola Polka Peas. They're just sweethearts. Alright, let's go for something a little more exciting, but we'll move up the scale slowly. Oh, let's fix that. Alright, so let's do our Carabiner Versicolor. It's going to be our more friendly of our arboreals that we have here. And this thing is such a beauty. It just started to get coloration other than blue on its abdomen. It's getting some red hairs. Very pretty. Very beautiful tea here. Alright, let's see. I haven't really done any rehousings with these or anything yet. This will be the first one. So, we'll see if we get some excitement or not. Pretty dang quick. But come on now. It's so docile, it's not even doing anything. Come on. Well, I don't want to stress the little one out. Let's see here. These little containers have not been good for this tea at all. There's not enough holes. Just hasn't really been enough airflow, I don't think. There you go. You are. There you go. Usually these guys are pretty reactive. But it's been kind of, I took them out of their dark cycle to do the housing. So I think it's just a little bit confused. There we go. There we are. Carabiner Versicolor. Such a beautiful little tea. Let's put a little water dish in there. Beautiful. Let's see if we can get it closer. Oh.
I'm having terrible lighting issues. I will be getting some lighting very soon. If you have any recommendations on what I should be getting for lighting, please leave it in the comments, because I'm in desperate need of lighting. Alright, so there's our Caribbean Versicolor number 2 rehoused. It's a quite spacious enclosure with lots of airflow. The airflow was good on these little enclosures for a while, but as soon as it got the holes all webbed up, it was very minimal airflow going on. I would regularly have to scrape the sides off to keep the airflow up. Alright, so let's get the lid on this. And I believe that's the wrong lid. Let's see. Nope, that's the wrong lid. Oh, panic. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so now what's next is our Poecilotheria subfusca Highland number 3. And it's probably the more painful of the ones that can bite me out of this little rehousing. So, take a little more precaution here. I was thinking about just placing it into the other enclosure. Oh my gosh, I think it molted again. Yeah, it did molt again. Oh, good. It was already kind of outgrowing this enclosure, but now it's really outgrowing this enclosure. Okay. So let's take a big chunk of this out. That's fine. Oh, let's make it where you guys can see what I'm doing, huh? So I'm trying to remove some of this other stuff here. Okay, there we are. So I'm going to kind of sit it in here. I'm going to hopefully get it to come out into the new enclosure. Not too much craziness. This is a fast T here. Alright, come on, beautiful. Wow, it's so striking. It's alright. There you go. And there we are into our new enclosure. Great, that went very well. Such a pretty tea. I don't know if you got to see much of it. I was surprised that it molted again, so that was pretty cool. Alright, well I guess that's it for our rehousings. I was going to do another terrestrial species, but the one that I was going to do, it doesn't quite need it yet, so I will wait another week or so. I mean another month or so until the next molt. That's right, there's our water dish. And this should be a good home for the next year, possibly, for this tea. Alright, so thanks for joining me on this little adventure. Hopefully I broke it down enough on how to put these together that it should be fairly easy. And I can put links to some of the parts, like the... I will do that. I'll put links to these containers and the glue I used, and if I can find where I got these acrylic little circles from, I'll do that as well. Alright, see you guys next time.